Hey there, Desert Mage here. Thanks for stopping by. Today I thought I would talk about Mercury going direct, which is super exciting. I don't usually stop my life when Mercury retrograde happens, but I've definitely felt it this time around. And so today I pulled some cards from the Wildwood Tarot. And they have some spreads that they suggest in the back of the book. I particularly like this one. It's in the shape of a bow. And I'll show you a picture of that shortly. But the first card that comes up that talks about like what the issue is, what we need to know as Mercury goes direct. The card that comes out is the Shaman. So I think, I don't know about you, but I've been kind of going through a challenging time, and I think that we've been purging a lot of really heavy stuff, really difficult stuff, a lot of our insecurities, a lot of our shadowy stuff around self-worth, and you know, if we're good enough to realize our dreams or have what we want and need in the world, if our needs can be met. So I think this Shaman card coming up, it really talks to me about we've been clearing all this stuff so that now we are a more clear channel, a clear vessel, to communicate with spirit. And I think it clears out a lot of the old stuff. You know, we talked about like what nourishes us, what really nourishes us. Is it the practical thing? Is it the logical thing? Or is it something else? And I think a lot of us, probably most of you who are drawn to watch this, are people who are seeking purpose in their life, who are maybe not content with, you know, just doing the regular 9 to 5 and not just following orders and things like that. You feel like maybe you have something bigger you would like to do, that you're being called to do. And so I think Spirit is really asking for us to step up. Now that things are moving forward, we've done some really big work, we're ready to step into this new phase of working with Spirit and really finding out what are these amazing abilities that we have that we can share with the world. How can we show up in a way that really helps others and helps the collective? And instead of hiding all of those things and second guessing and doubting, we have the chance to really step out there, shine our beacon, you know, so people can find us. And when we shine our light, it helps to encourage others that it's okay to do that as well. And we need everyone to show up. So the second card that comes out that talks about with this issue around, you know, sort of stepping into our purpose and really continuing our communication with Spirit. This is the Wanderer, similar to the Fool card in the traditional tarot. And you see she is stepping off this little cliff and the rainbow bridge is meeting her, which is cool, right? It's sort of like you take that first step and Spirit meets you. That rainbow bridge is there. It catches your feet, carries you over the vast void, you know, where you don't know what's going to happen next, but this rainbow bridge has totally got your back. Let me check my notes. Yeah. So it's encouraging you to take a little bit of a leap of faith. Shift your focus, because maybe we've been thinking about how we want to achieve our goals or how we want to meet our needs in a very cerebral way. Like, what is logical? What are the steps? But sometimes when we work with spirit, I think it's beyond what our mind can arrive at. So it's calling you in to have this trust and faith. And, I think finding the balance between the mind and, the heart, the communication with spirit is really what you want, that balance. The next card that comes out is what we think about the issue. What do we think about this stepping up into a purpose? The card that comes out is endurance. You see, she's sort of sheltering herself. This card has been coming up so much in all of my readings lately. I really think we've been going through a really difficult time, and it just keeps saying, like, it's cool, everything's gonna be fine, but you gotta, keep up your endurance, keep your sense of humor, keep up your health, try and keep your positive attitude as best you can, and just ride the wave, because we will come out on the other end okay. So that's sort of how we're feeling about, or thinking about things. We think we need to have this endurance because, and I think, if there's any fear around, God, how much longer can I keep this up? How much longer can I endure all of these challenges? Because it's a lot. But just know, part of that's in your head. You're afraid that what has been will be, and that's not necessarily true. But hang on there. It'll sort out. The next card that comes up is generosity. I love this card. And while it can talk about maybe volunteering or, some act of goodwill, I think this really relates to the bigger purpose that you're being called in for. That it's all right, gather up those gifts and that wisdom, and more than that, just who you are is enough. And start showing up as really who you are and sharing that, because you have the ability to heal, transform. Sorry, just checking my notes. Heal, transform, and enrich the lives of others when we show up that way. So I think the act of goodwill is really being who you truly are, and start shining your light, start using your gifts and your abilities, and I think you'll be really surprised about how others are attracted to what you're putting out, or are showing up for you. I think when we are willing to give, it also allows us to receive. So the next card is what guides the solution in this issue. And what came up is the Guardian. Kind of a spooky little card. And I think this talks about sort of, we've been purging all of this old, dark, shadowy stuff and allowing that to fall away so that we don't have to keep reliving it, because we can't take it where we're going. There's not space for it. There's not room for it. And it sort of muddles your intention and everything. So we have to let that go. Oh, you know what? I missed a card. Well, we'll go to that next. But to continue with the Guardian, continue facing any of your fears, just letting them go, giving them up to Spirit. And if there's anything that you've been hiding or repressing, let it out. Now's the time to let it out. The card that I missed was what drives the issue, and the Forest Lovers came out. This is similar to the Lovers card in traditional tarot. And I think as we've been in this Mercury retrograde, where we're sort of reviewing the past, reflecting on things, purging a lot, really dealing with all these challenges, the blocks, everything is at this just slow pace that feels like it'll never pick up, it'll never break through. It can also feel really isolating, like you're doing it on your own, you don't have the support or help you need, you get really in your head about it. And so I think that this card is asking us to, when we shine our light, we're calling in those people that would be great partners, a great part of your community, your relationships, your family. We're calling in people that match and resonate with our authentic selves and our gifts. People who not only really need us in their lives, but they also have gifts for you. They have something to offer you. And I think that's the important thing that we need to remember about these relationships. We're not here to be martyrs. We're not here to save everyone and then suffer ourselves. So we're looking for areas where we can offer something, but others, it's not like we're expecting something in return, but I think we're expecting people to show up for us the way we show up for them. And so we're really calling that in right now. And I think we're looking for a greater connection with Spirit. Really connecting there helps us to give us the courage and faith we need to take that leap of faith, to really step out there. And the last card is the outcome to all of this. And I think it's pretty beautiful. It's the card of dedication. So this is us with gaining all this courage, this connection, drawing in our community and our people. This is us saying, all right, I'm in. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to follow this path. I'm going to follow the greater path, not the mundane, soul-sucking path that just keeps me afloat. I'm going to follow the dream, the vision, the, thinking big, following that, following your purpose, and following the real you, that inner you that maybe you've been hiding or disguising or, even distorting slightly so that you assimilate more, or this is you committing and saying, all right, I'm down, let's do this. So I think this is pretty empowering, which is what we were looking for last week was really difficult. And So now we're moving into this period where we can really commit to something that's exciting. I mean, check in with your body. And when you think about this, when you think about what is the dream or the vision for you, what is that thing that's calling you or pulling you? I mean, literally check into your body and your gut. When you think about the thing that you think you should do versus the thing that you can't wait to do, that's a very different feeling. And I guarantee the thing that is really pulling you, that you keep shoving down and saying, oh, not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe in 5 years, that is the thing that we're being called to do. So start giving that a little bit more attention, because I think that's carrying you to this next phase in your life that looks nothing like the struggle that we've been going through. So that's pretty exciting. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. I'll put my information below if you would like to book a one-on-one session with me. Happy full moon, and thank goodness Mercury is going direct. I'll be in touch with you guys soon.